There's been an almost eerie fog looming over parts of mid-county as the winds have shifted and that black plume of smoke is now on the move. I know so many are anxious to get back home and sleep in their own beds, but at this point officials are saying it is still not safe and the evacuation order is still in effect. As you can see, construction is well underway here, but this is what it looked like back in February when the arena collapsed. Seeing double at Orangefield Elementary School. 19 sets of twins scattered from pre-K to 4th grade makes for a school record. The water is going well above people's knees. We've seen them try and walk to their homes that are starting to get water up to their back doors. First and foremost, we want to continue to spread facts, not fear. At this point, there are still no confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Beaumont or even in the state of Texas. Owner Peggy Albert says these barricades haven't just kept people off the bridge. They've kept people away from her restaurant. No, this is not an exotic necklace or a fashion statement. This is a real life snake. Throw him over. And that's how you win a wrestling match right there. Nice and easy all the way down. Nice view of the whole space. We're letting the good times roll at Manning Skate Rink this Sunday. It's all about the grown-ups. It's a zombie takeover at play today in Orange. Coming up, I'll tell you how to get your kids off the screens and into some fun. Take a camel ride, go to the petting zoo, and just enjoy your night tonight, guys. So many of Tiffany Williams' things now sit on the edge of the street. But with her wedding right around the corner, she managed to save the one thing she says matters the most.
It got to me the day before this happened. The day before. I opened it instantly, you know, was so excited, put it up, and then that night, everything changed.
Tiffany Williams was thrilled to walk down the aisle in the same gown her mom wore 33 years ago.
I remember seeing the happiness and joy on her face.
As the rain started coming down last Thursday, Tiffany and her fiance, Jason Harville, started moving the things that mattered most to higher ground.
By the time it got up to here, he said that's whenever it's going to start coming in the house, be prepared.
Tiffany grabbed her dress and put it in a bottom drawer in her bedroom.
It's this level right here.
The house ended up taking in about 10 inches of water. But there's good news. Jason, if you're watching, this is the part where you cover your eyes.
I'm hoping a little bit of her luck rub off on the dress.
Unfortunately, just about everything else they had for their wedding was stored in the garage, the part of their home that suffered the most.
The things we were worried about the most were like for the wedding and for his kids.
Now, the countdown is on.
17 days, 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 51 seconds.
At this point, they're not sure what all was lost, but Tiffany says none of that matters.
Come hell or high water, pardon my language. We're getting married.
Luckily, the couple has already proven high water is something they can handle.
And as long as we're together, we can overcome anything.
And while they're not sure where they're going to have their wedding, what they're going to eat, or even what the groom will wear, no matter what, come October 13th, the couple will say, I do. Reporting in Nederland, Parris Kane, 12 News.
It's only been a week since she lost her husband, 25 years. And that happened because this plant blew up, and this plant should not have blown up.
It was preventable. That's the message from Brent Kuhn in a press conference today, where he announced a wrongful death lawsuit in relation to the first known death he says was associated with the TPC explosions. Trent Fontenot's wife, Darlene, and 2 daughters were at the press conference but didn't speak.
The Fontenos had their lives disrupted forever. They don't get to have their full family Thanksgiving anymore. And there could have been a lot of families that lived in that zone that were evacuated that could have lost their Thanksgivings forever.
53-year-old Trent Fontenot and his wife lived about 2 miles from the plant in Groves when they were awakened the morning of November 27th. Attorney John Thomas says Fontenot went outside and started recording. His first concern for his stepdaughter.
The first thing you hear out of his mouth was asking Darlene to call their daughter Jessica because Jessica lived very close to TPC.
Then Thomas says Fontenot caught sight of the sky on fire, and his fear was evident.
The circumstances around this explosion and the excitement got the better of him.
Thomas says 30 minutes later, Fontenot wasn't feeling well and needed to sit down.
He passed away almost immediately after the explosion, and it's been a really long, tough week for Darlene.
Thomas says Fontenot died of a heart attack, and while he did have a history of heart disease, was back on the path to a healthy life.
I mean, he was 53 years old, he was under treatment, and still could have expected a long life.
In Beaumont, Parris Kane, 12 News.
It allows you to not take life so seriously and to let your inner child out this one time a year.
Each October, it's a weekend full of no tricks, just treats.
We celebrate life. Yeah. And with life, There's also hard times.
It all started a little more than 3 years ago.
They didn't think I was going to make it till October, so they did a early Halloween party.
Shirley Broussard has lupus. She had a lung transplant, but things took a turn 3 years later when she started showing signs of rejection.
Last resort was this infusion.
They weren't sure if it would work, so her daughters, Paige Tucker, Autumn Leidick, and Stevie Broswell, got with Shirley's best friend Charlotte. Since Shirley loves Halloween and witches, they decided to do a witches weekend on the beach.
It was joyful and emotional all at the same time.
But don't be fooled, there's nothing wicked about these witches.
Immediately she started crying, which of course turned us, into little mushy, witches.
Shirley beat the odds, and when October rolled around, again, the witches celebrated.
One of her things for her bucket list was to dance on the beach with everybody else, and at first we thought it was a little hokey, but
Everybody loved it.
Make no mistake, it's not magic that's kept Shirley alive.
We just thank God every day.
Yeah. Shirley and her daughters would like to see the weekend grow into a donor awareness event.
All of these years, have just been bonus years to us.
It's going to be fantastic next year, and we're expecting a really big crowd.
At Crystal Beach, Parris Kane, 12 News.